employers now hiring, 91% prefer to see hands-on work experience from the person hiring. 65% of that relevant work experience, meaning within industry. Now, the reason I find that interesting, I'm curious on your one, is we are actually in a period, because if you look at other stats, we've now got people having an average of 10 to 12 careers. I'm not talking roles in the same industry, careers.
Yep.
Right? Because skills are more, as we know, accepted as extrapolatable, and we can cross over those. So I find that one interesting. I don't know, I'm just curious what your thoughts on that one, Jaryd. 91% work experience, yes. 65 specific work experience to what we do.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to having a recruiter that knows and understands their candidates really well. If you are trusted to find the right individual, you will be given the opportunity to present candidates that maybe come from a slightly different background to one that they're looking for. If you're going through this quick process, right, the Blinkist side of it, they want industry experience, company size similar, same role, dealing with the same clients. So just someone that they can basically just plug straight in. And so, yeah, we do find that a lot. One of the hardest things for us as a recruiter is to be able to offer opportunities to people outside of their industry. But we're seeing a lot, but again, we're being propelled forward on this avenue again because of the pandemic, because there's lots of people in industries that need to change, right? Yes. They need to be able to use their skills that they've gained in one industry in another. And again, that comes down to, do you have a recruiter that understands your industry and other industries, or your role type? If you're an accountant in one industry, it can be translated into another, and how it translates. And then being able to talk through that with the client and saying, hey, I know you asked me for somebody from your own industry. However, this individual has all of the skills that you're looking for, can actually bring a new view of how things are done. I really think you should see this person. So it's always always down to that reliance on that relationship.
I think you're articulating that beautifully, which is, it's the relationship value that you're bringing, and that emotional relationship value that challenges that perspective. And people will listen if you've got that relationship. If they don't, they're going to plug it in. But what are you saying though? You still find though, what I'm not hearing is, are you still finding that a lot of people might initially have, like as a hiring manager or a hirer, they may initially have that expectation still of relevant work experience by default? Yep. Are you still finding that?
100%.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I just find that one interesting. It's not wrong. I just find it interesting because I just know when the other side of the fence, we're more open to extrapolating people moving careers completely changing. Yep. And so it's interesting that from a hiring, there's still such a high percentage that instantly reach for that very practical hands-on versus attitude, right? I know, and I'm sure you've got a piece around this. Attitude or skills, I'd hire attitude first, and 100%. Skills can be trained, right?
But again, just to expand on that point, if you think about, especially some of the larger corporates, right, they will have an internal recruitment team. Okay, one of those internal recruiters is probably looking at 30 or 40 roles at one time. Yeah. What they are looking for when they're reviewing those 200 applications is, have they worked for a competitor in the same role, right? So for you to get into that 5 or 6, your CV needs to be exactly what the role is, right? Because out of those 200 people, it's likely that 5 will have worked in the competitor's role, so they're the ones that get selected. And that's where the process is broke down, in my opinion, in that reliance on the CV and the reliance on an advert. Because if you can go to a recruiter and say, I need this, they don't need to generally put an advert out there. They can tell you who the best people in the market are and how they're working, and then be able to say, oh, I actually met this individual last week who would be perfect for you. That their CV would not get them an interview. That relationship is what gets that person, that individual. And that's where I've made some of my most successful placements in my career, is being able to put somebody in that wouldn't actually usually get through a process because of their CV.